The NFLPA Collegiate Bowl kicked off, and we were able to see a few HBCU players playing in this game. It was great to see them out there on the field competing against some of these other well-known colleges and universities that the masses have spoken about so much this season, in which now they get a chance to see exactly what some of these players at these HBCUs can really do on the field. And I'm going to tell you right now, these two young men that we're going to speak about, they show why they were able to make an instant impact in this game. So let's get into it. It's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. And don't forget, tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. There's nothing but positive vibes over here. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and tap on in this thing and get straight to it. Because I know y'all like, Coach, we saw the game, man. What did you see? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I know the Bulldogs and Tiger Nations are out there smiling from ear to ear, watching their players get out there on that field and really get after it and go to work. Matter of fact, I'm sure that all of the HBCU teams that had players that played in this game, they are feeling just as excited as anyone else who saw their players of their favorite teams, their favorite HBCU teams out there playing. But you already knew, like many of us, we already knew what most of America didn't know, which was watching some of these young men get out there and really get after it on the field. SWAC Player of the Year, Akil Glass, and Mr. James Houston IV himself, who was second in the SWAC in sacks this past season. Now, I already know they're going to get out there and get after it against this competition because, hey, competition is none when it comes to them. They understand that they're playing on a big stage in which they're going to need to get out there and showcase their skills to a higher level. And they did just that. Watching Akil Glass march the American team down the field, I just sat back and like, this looked like something we've seen every Saturday, in which if he was in the game, if the Bulldogs was in a game, or if they were out the game and Glass was trying to find a way to get them back in contention to possibly win the game, what did he always do? Cool as a cucumber. Just go ahead and lead the team down the field. He'll throw that sweet slant that he normally loves to throw all the time, especially when he's running that RPO. I mean, come on, man. This young man looked like he was just out there throwing passes, warming up before the game got started. That's how crisp and on point he was with throwing the ball. I mean, listen, when Glass runs that RPO, his pocket presence and his touch on the ball is bar none just sweet. I mean, it's smooth, it's soft. I mean, listen, he threw that slant pass for a touchdown. They're like, whoa, this young man, he putting it on the money out there. But you got to understand, the world already knew what Akil Glass could do. He's just not putting y'all on notice, letting them know, hey, I'm here. Y'all need to make sure y'all don't forget that name. Number 4, Akil Glass is here to play ball. Glass showed that he could throw every pass out there on the field. I mean, the out route, the middle of the field. I mean, and that infamous teardrop pass where he just put that ball up in the air, man, I'm just let it go. And it just dropped right there in the receiver's hands. Boom. Right there on the 8-yard line. I think it was between the 8 to 12-yard line. They weren't able to kick it, punch in for another score. They ended up kicking the field goal. But just understand one thing. His touch, his presence, his ability to make plays out there on the field is something that Akil Glass has been doing for a long time. And I'm sure many of the scouts out there took notice, and they sitting there writing their notes down in their book like, yeah, this is a young man, and we're going to definitely have to take more interest in to see what's going on with him as far as how will he fit into our programs. But I'm going to tell you right now, Glass finished the game throwing the ball on the day, 11 times, completing 9 for 141 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, this next young man, James Houston IV from Jackson State, he showed up like he always do. You know, Mr. Houston always come out there, you know, with that business mentality, like this is a business trip. We got to go ahead and take care of business first before we get to the other things out there on the field. And you know what? This young man let them know right now. Let them big time, them big old offensive linemen, them big uglies on the field. He let them know, hey, listen, y'all gonna have to double team, triple team me. Y'all might have to even quadruple team me to make sure I don't get back here in this backfield to get on your quarterback because I'm coming and I'm bringing the pain with it. Every opportunity I get. I mean, you got to understand, when these young men look for opportunity to get out there and really produce and show their skills, they're going to do the things that they need to do to make sure that people take notice of what's happening. Just to make sure he kept pressure on the national team quarterbacks all game long. I mean, he caused quarterbacks to overthrow receivers in which he ended up throwing an interception. I mean, Houston definitely showed his versatility as far as playing defensive end as well as linebacker out there on the field. I mean, heck, he played middle linebacker in this game. And matter of fact, Houston showed that he can even drop back into coverage, letting you know, hey, listen, if you put the ball out there, I'm going to be in the area to make sure that that receiver is not able to get that reception on the day. And guess what? You're going to find you somewhere else to throw that ball, because if you try me, it might come up, I'm picking this ball off and going the other direction. But I'm going to be real with you. He did have an opportunity to get him an interception in the game, in which he came up a little short. And I'm going to tell you right now, that was the one time where I jumped up out my seat and couldn't believe that he dropped the ball. Like, oh, my God, he was right there to get that interception. But guess what? Not only was Houston all over the field making plays for the American football team in this game, he also was able to stop running backs in the backfield. Like I stated before, he was being double teamed sometimes and even triple teamed by the running back, making sure he came down and chipped him to keep him from getting around that edge on that tackle to get back there and disrupt things with the quarterback throwing the ball. I mean, we saw many times in the game where Houston was able to hurry the quarterback into throwing the ball earlier than when he anticipated, especially when there was times where there were receivers that was open. Now, there was one time where the pass was thrown in which the quarterback ended up looking off the receiver that Houston had dropped back into coverage to cover. He ended up going to the receiver on the outside, in which they caught that pass with the receiver going out of bounds. But Houston made sure that he was in there on all plays when he needed to be there on all plays, especially when you had the offense thinking that they had double, triple teamed him and they washed him down inside, hoping that another offensive lineman was going to pick him up. Well, guess what? He found a way to get up through the middle of the field to disrupt things again on their offense. I mean, you got to understand one thing. When you have a motor out there on defense and you're willing to get after it, letting everybody know, hey, listen, you're going to take a look at me to see exactly what I'm able to do for your team. And that's what he's doing out there. You got to salute all of these young men that was out there competing in this game yesterday, because all of them showed that they were more than ready and more than capable of getting out there and playing on the next level. But you know what? Houston and Glass, they stood head and shoulders above many others that was out there in my eyes, because of the fact that they come from HBCUs, in which a lot of times they're not being viewed as much as a lot of the other big name schools that were out there playing in this game. Like I said, there's no slight or anything towards anybody. I'm just speaking the facts. I mean, you got to understand one thing. These young men get out there and put on every week just like everybody else. And yet and still, you still have some folks that doubt it. I mean, you hear the little commentary here and there throughout the game, which made you wonder, like, okay, what is this guy really trying to get at? You know, and it to me, it just didn't make sense. But I'm glad that they got out there, show and prove that they were more than capable of playing with the big boys out there, letting them know, hey, listen, we got the goods too. I don't know about you, but I am extremely proud of all of the HBCU players that had the opportunity to get out there and compete on the field in this game. Salute to Akil Glass and James Houston IV for showing up and showing out in this game. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. And remember, be the one and lead.